Hey everyone, it's Asia Dang. Today is a different type of financially related video. We're not talking about budgets, we're talking about dreams. I was talking to someone the other day about my financial journey, and I felt like they didn't really understand why I was trying to pay off my student loans so aggressively. From their standpoint, which I totally understand, is that I'm working so hard. I am contributing so much to my student loans that I should be able to treat myself now in the current day. And I feel like I do sometimes. I mean, like, I go out to dinners, which I love to do. I basically treat myself with food because I'm a very food-driven person. But I understand what they meant in terms of like going on trips, going to concerts, just being more spontaneous in what I spend my money on. But I feel like they failed to understand that I am aggressively paying off my student loans now so I can do that plus some in the future. And while I appreciate them trying to, I guess, take care of my mental health in a way, like you have to treat yourself because you're working so hard, it's hard, I feel like, to treat myself to the extent that they want without sacrificing my goal. And it's hard for me to find balance in all of this, which I think you guys have seen. You guys have just seen how stressful I've been since starting to tackle these huge amounts of student loans. So I definitely understand that I do need to find balance. And I think that balance comes in the form of, one, setting mini goals throughout this process, and two, remembering the bigger picture. What are the 5 things you want to do immediately after you pay off your loans? And honestly, it's not something I've ever thought of because I'm just so in it. I'm so in a tunnel vision right now that I can see the future, but I just never really thought realistically about what I would do. So I thought I would just kind of answer that question to you guys. Let's do it. The 5 things I'm going to do immediately when my loans are paid off. I mean, I don't think they all have to be money related. So one, realistically, I think I'm going to cry and call my mom and maybe text a few of my best friends who've been on this journey with me and tell them that. That will for sure be the first thing I do. And then also probably try and set up my debt-free screen with Dave Ramsey. I do anticipate, or I do plan on doing like a little road trip, whether it's an actual road trip or just buy a ticket to do my debt-free screen in person. So I'll definitely be doing that. That is one of the things I'm gonna do. The second thing I'm gonna do immediately when I pay off my loan is probably treat myself to a nice dinner, or maybe like a girls' night or something, just something to celebrate the fact that I am free. I can't even imagine how that would feel because to this point I've paid off my credit card, I've paid off my car loan, and I've paid off my AES Success loan. And all those loans, when I paid them off, it didn't really feel like anything. Like, I wasn't necessarily excited because I still have a long ways to go. So I can't even imagine how I would feel. Part of me thinks that I would actually just be like, okay, because that's like my personality. I don't really get impressed by too much. But I really hope that in the moment I understand how huge of an accomplishment it is. But yeah, whatever that moment takes me, it'll maybe either be a fancy dinner by myself or a fancy dinner with a bunch of people I love, and maybe it's my treat. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be a completely different person by the time I pay off these loans. So it's like, it's actually crazy to see what I say today and see what happens the day I do it, you know? So this is kind of like a video diary situation. Like, let's throw it in a capsule, aka YouTube, and see what happens. So those are 2 things that I think are really practical. The third thing I will do is honestly probably look at houses online just for shits and giggles. I've talked to my financial planner, and we've already kind of set financial goals to what we want to do, or what I want to do after I pay my student loan. And obviously having a down payment on a house is one of them. I feel like that's all I talk about on this channel. Like, I just want a yard for my dogs. Like, literally, I just want to have money so I can have a huge yard for my dogs and other rescue dogs. Like, that is my goal in life. Really, it's very simple. In LA, the market is just so stupid. I will probably have to save up another 200. I'm saying another because by that point I would have had to pay $200,000 in debt. So I would have to save another $200,000 just for a down payment on a house. I think $200,000 for a down payment in LA is like kind of the bare minimum. But if I move anyplace else that's more affordable, not only is that a nice down payment, but that's also a really halfway there to paying off my mortgage. So $200,000 is a lot, but if I pay off my $150,000 in student loan debt that I have left, then, you know, that would only take me about 2 years, ideally, maybe even less, because hopefully by that time I'll be making more money. So, and then the other things that we plan on saving for, and I'm saying we, like me and my financial advisor, is for a wedding, and then for a family. You know, I do want to have kids. However, I don't feel comfortable having kids now while I'm still dealing with this. I mean, you guys know, I'm like an anxious mess just dealing with my workload. Could you imagine how big of a mess I would be if I was dealing with my workload, dealing with student loan debt, and having a kid? Like, I listen to Dave Ramsey, you guys know I do, and a lot of you all have kids while paying off debt, and that's awesome, but I think I would just be a mess. So I would prefer to just wait till after this is all taken care of and start that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. My mom was older when she had me, and that's never been a problem, so I'm just hoping that my eggs are still good by then. Yeah, it's just, in the immediate moment, the first and second thing I want to do is, you know, share with the people I love that I've accomplished this, and possibly treat myself and or treat the people who have supported me throughout this process to a nice fancy ass dinner. And then the next three things, you know, start a realistic plan for a house down payment, start a realistic plan to saving money for a wedding and kids, and then also, you know, kind of lift up my savings account. Right now I have maybe like 2 months worth of savings in case anything, you know, really bad happens, but I like to get that up to 6 months. So that's what I want. I mean, I feel like those things are just really natural things to want to do immediately after you pay off your student loans, but you let me know in the comments what you think. I'd be really, really interested. Actually, I'll tell you, the moment, this is like a little couple years after the moment that I pay off my student loans, but the moment I finally move into a house with a yard, I'm gonna go to the shelter and adopt a pit bull. That is what I want to do, because I've actually fostered a pit bull before, and I think those dogs are just absolutely amazing. But I fostered him in my apartment in Hollywood, and he just did not have the space that he needed to run around and stuff. So that's why I'm waiting for a yard to actually adopt a pit bull myself. But yeah, so I have like 3 little dogs, 2 furry one and 1 nice like strong looking dog, and they'll be just like playing in the yard, and it's gonna be so fun. And I'll just be lounging out, maybe in my bikini, maybe like I'm tanning, drinking some wine, eating a charcuterie board. Like, that is what I envision for myself. So to this point, what I have done to make sure that happens is I've consolidated my loans, which means I had like 6 other different loans, and we put them all into one loan with 1 interest rate. Maybe sometime I can refinance soon. I personally have not done that, so I can't speak to it, but I'm gonna definitely look into it and see if it would possibly help me at all. And then on a payment plan, again, I'm trying to aggressively pay off my student loans. The goal, and I mentioned this in last month's budget video, is to pay $6,000 monthly, which I don't anticipate happening every month, but hopefully, like I said, that's a goal. So as close as I can get to that $6,000 a month, I will be happy. And that's all with the goal of paying off my loans in 2 years, just so I can do the things that I've talked about in my video today. I think actually that made me really happy. You guys know, and I feel like you've been feeling my energy, that I've just kind of been really exhausted with all the work that I have, which doesn't mean I'm ungrateful. It just means that I haven't really found a way to balance my life with all the additional work I'm doing. But you know, saying out loud the goals that I want to accomplish after I paid my student loans feels really good, because I haven't actually said that out loud, I don't think, ever, because like I said, I'm just so tunnel vision that right now all I can see is my goal of paying off my loans. So, you know, it's good to check in with yourself, and it's good to remind yourself why you're doing this. So in the comment section, you tell us your 5 things as to what you're going to do immediately after you pay off your student loans. Hopefully this inspires you or re-inspires you to get back to chugging along. I know I feel much better about it, just as a reminder as to why I'm doing this. And yeah, I really appreciate all your support. I really appreciate all your tips and all your financial tricks and budget suggestions. It doesn't go unnoticed, and hopefully that video of me paying off my loans will come sooner than later, and I hope you're there to watch it. I'm really excited to read what you guys have to comment in the comment section. I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.